those sites, and what length of time?
It's all in the report, which is online. I don't know that do you want me to read them to you? I mean, they vary. Huh?
The range of volume of liquids produced. From the lower to the higher, but these were all higher volume sites. So what was the range of volume of liquids produced? Toxic liquids, produced liquids, whatever you want to call it. And what length of time? I thought we had dry gas.
It's water.
It's liquid. It's a variety of things that come up out of the earth with the water.
It's 99.9% water. Well, it is. Has anybody looked at the analysis? I mean, has anybody read the report?
Well,
I mean, I'm just answering your question.
Depending on the volume, 1% can still be a lot of chemicals.
Killed 15 cows in Louisiana last year.
That's why I'm wondering what the volume of these liquids coming up out of these sites are and what length of time. That's the next question.
Do you want to say something?
That's the next question.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. How could there be things in the pits that are not used during drilling or fracking? Sounds like an industry question. Anybody here want to feel that? This is for Dr. Kester. Why did you feel it necessary to use the word panic twice and evacuate once in relation to abstract circumstances?
Well, I'm not sure that I actually remember exactly what I said, but the point that I was trying to convey is that it's important that we understand that levels like the AMCVs are not what are called sometimes bright lines that divide safe from unsafe. They basically are levels, as they're defined, below which there's no reason to expect anyone to have any adverse effect under the circumstances that are inherent in that standard. For example, the 1 hour standard, 180 parts per billion for benzene, 1.4 for a longer period. And we can understand quite easily, I think, why a short-term exposure could be tolerated, a higher concentration could be tolerated for a short time compared to a long time. Okay? So we wouldn't want to be exposed to 180 parts per billion for a lifetime. Although that is quite a few orders of magnitude below levels known to cause serious health effects like cancer. Again, the point that I was making is when we look at these data and we compare them to things like AMCVs, simply exceeding an AMCV does not mean, by definition, that there's going to be an adverse health effect. And I was kind of cartooning that as panicking. No, it means that we've exceeded that screening level with the regulatory agencies have established so that they have an early warning system, basically, to say, what's going on here? There's something abnormal going on here, and we need to explore this further.
Ma'am, that was my question, and I think the phrase cartooning pretty well describes the whole thing.
Yeah. Willa, did you have something else to say in response to that? Okay. We're going to do 2 more of these written questions, and then if something, we'll take 1 from there, and then we're going to have to call them out. These folks have been going since about almost 6 o'clock. Have workers' health, workers at wells' health been assessed? Do they have insurance from companies? Have you determined how much benzene is caused by trucks used in drilling? That's 3 questions. But know anything about worker health being assessed?
I don't know of any specific tests that have been done publicly.
How about how much benzene is caused by trucks used in drilling? Any information on that? Okay. Do you know that?
Yeah.
The answer?
Well, to her original.
Okay. Okay. All right.
It's approximately between 7 and 80,000 barrels a month of produced water. Yeah. Yes, a month.
Okay. What air and water filtration methods or devices can we use in our homes to protect ourselves in our cars?
There are a number of water treatment type units. There are different technologies. They all have positive points and negative points. There are also air purifiers that make the air better but don't remove all the toxic chemicals. So what you have to find out is, one, what is in your water or in your air, and then look at the technologies and see what they do or do not remove. Don't just go to someone and say, I want a water treatment system or I want an air purifier system, and they will sell you all kinds of things that don't necessarily address the substances you may have in your air or your water.
All right. Let's see one question then. Cindy Criswell.
A real simple question. Mostly to these three people here. How many of you could live at the maximum allowed of 232 feet from a fracking well? How many of you would live there?
Question is, how many of you would live 232 feet from a well being
That
fracked?
is the limit that they have by law. That's people have been wavering of 232 feet that they're giving waivers on to put a fracking well.
Okay. Any responses to that?
Would you live there?
I wouldn't have a problem with it.
Okay, Ed says he wouldn't have a problem with it. Okay. All right. That's, sorry, but I will tell you this. Questions that we did not get to here, as we've done in the past, we asked these folks to respond, and we put the answers, we either put it in an email or put it up on the website. So even if your question was written and didn't get answered tonight, don't feel bad, because there will be an answer. This has been long, but I think it's been informative, and we thank you for coming. Where's Joe? Joe, were you going to say 2 minutes worth about Lake Worth water?
Can I ask a question?
Hey, no, ma'am, we're not going to take any more questions tonight. I'm sorry. Tell you what, let's talk when the meeting is over. We'll chat, okay? Right now, Mr. Waller is going to speak for just a few minutes. What are you going to say?
Thanks. I'm Joe Waller. I'm president of the Lake Worth Alliance. A lot of us out there have been concerned about activities around the lake, including the forthcoming gas drilling activity, and it's moving along rather quickly. We've been working with Wilma and quite a few other people in trying to develop our suggestions about what the city not only include in their lease documents, but the things they should look at with respect to a company that's going to be harvesting the minerals drilling plans. There are certain regulations within the city that must be met. We're also trying to get them to look at some additional things that might be appropriate, and that's an understatement. So thanks. I just want to let you know that it is something you should be watching for and very much concerned about, because the topography is such around Lake Worth that there will be a lot of runoff. All right? There's some wells in the Eagle Mountain vicinity. They're all up in there, but the topography is not the same. They're going to have to be fairly close to the shores of Lake Worth to harvest the minerals under the water. So it's a very serious thing that many of us feel concerned about, and we're trying to do the best we can. So thanks.
All right. Thank you for being here. Thank you for staying. Watch your email, and again, leave your contact information if you want to know about more of these meetings upcoming. We appreciate all of our speakers for being here. Dr. Colborn, even though she didn't get to participate as much as we would like to have had her participate, perhaps we can rectify that situation in the future. But thank you to all of you for coming and for speaking.
That you should say barrels, right? They're 44.
like different, each question on a different card.
Here's all the top 10 production. And so if you go to the appendix A of the sample, they call Pat.